For the actors, I had to build a training program for them. Their understanding of radios, of flying, of being in an aircraft, being in confined spaces where it's hot, because you have responsibilities in that F-18. You're not just going for a ride. You're actually there, and you have to learn certain things in case an emergency happens.
First, if you're going to fly in the F-18, it is mandated by the Navy that you go through water survival training.
There's various steps that the actors must become proficient at.
Don't be afraid to do it like you mean it. Do it like you're actually falling at 120 miles an hour.
And they have to be able to do it. If they can't do it, they can't get in the F-18.
You're not likely to drown during this training, but it's significant physical experience. We had some that were very challenged.
I did not know how to swim. So we went through intensive swim training with some Olympic coaches.
I really enjoyed the swim training, but actually going to the testing facility in Miramar was a very different thing.
The water survival training was heinous.
Had a little freak out.
I was petrified. I was like, okay, am I gonna be able to do this?
We're about to get dunked.
There's all these different contraptions and things that like pull you through the water and like drop you into a tank.
Very intense. You get blindfolded, strapped to a chair, water fills up, they submerge you, spin you upside down, you gotta get out. It's really been intense.
We are cleared into the area. Verify cameras are on. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Here comes some G's. There's 5 G's.
6 Gs.
7 G's.
All right, that was awesome.
I wasn't ready to make a sequel until we had a special story worthy of a sequel, and until technology evolved so we could delve deeper into the experience of a fighter pilot.
The first movie became something that changed a generation. So this is exciting to come back and get in those jets again.
We worked with the Navy and the Top Gun school to formulate how to shoot it practically. Because if we're going to do it, we're going to fly in the F-18s.
The aviation sequences had to be real. So our actors went through 3 months of grueling training.
The Navy says if you eject, you have to be able to survive in the water. So we had to go through that challenging underwater program.
It's intense. You're flipped inverted and you're having to try and get out.
From there, Tom designed this all-encompassing aviation training for all the actors.
I started them out in a single-engine airplane to build up their spatial awareness inside the aircraft.
Oh, wow. That's amazing! Oh, my God!
Next, we took them to the L-39, and they went and flew aerobatics to feel what it's like in a jet.
Get some speed. Wow.
From there, they'd graduate to the F-18 Super Hornet and actually launching off an aircraft carrier.
That's what I'm talking about.
The actors also had to learn how to run the cameras because when they're up in the jet, they have to direct themselves, essentially.
Okay, I'm rolling.
I had to really teach them cinematography and the lighting so that they understood what's gonna look good on camera.
Sun angle's great.
Everybody thought it would be impossible for actors to really be in the jets.
But that's the gift that Tom gave us, that by the time we got up there, we could handle it.
Definitely the most amazing thing I've ever done. All the training, 100% prepared us.
I'm very proud of what we all accomplished. Each one of them are extraordinary.
It still blows my mind that we've done this. There's nothing like it.
We're in the infant stages right now, so just taking it step by step, and it's exciting, but it's certainly not something I'm taking lightly. We started out in the Cessna.
It is a single-engine airplane. I needed to build up their spatial awareness inside the aircraft.
We got to pretty much take off ourselves the first time.
Unreal. Oh my gosh.
Then I took them to an extra, which is more of a high-performance aircraft that can pull Gs, go inverted, doing loops.
That's amazing!
Oh my God!
Whoa, that is awesome.
Flying like that might sound easy, but it was tough. When you're in the aircraft pulling hard maneuvers, it is intense.
You're just telling yourself, don't pass out, don't pass out. It's crazy.
Next, we took them to the L-39, and they went and flew aerobatics to feel what it's like in a jet.
We're training on loops, we're training on rolls.
Altitude's good, wings level, get some speed.
Wow. Like the first turn, it was like 2 Gs I felt. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
At this point, we started working on the formation flying so that they're used to having other aircraft around them.
Wow, you didn't expect that, did you? No!
Ride of my friggin' life.
In Top Gun Maverick, you're gonna see real actors in the cockpit and the full capability of the airplane when you're watching the movie.
When you get up there, you have a new respect for fighter pilots. There's nothing like it.
That's a kill.
When I first found out that we had to be in jets, I was excited.
Game time, baby!
I didn't expect anything less because it's Tom Cruise. He does all of his stunts, so I expected us to have to do it too. But when it became real, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, okay.
One of my favorite analogies that some of the Top Gun pilots have, it's like being strapped on to a dragon.
I told everyone, if you're going to take this role, part of it is being in that F-18. I don't know how to do it any other way.
Being in an F-18 is unreal.
There's gonna be a lot of stuff that people see and go, no way they really did that. And we really did that. Tom said, I need this to happen at 30 feet above the ground. He was doing 480 knots, basically a 500-mile-an-hour race car. I've been doing this in these airplanes for a really long time, and I watch that and I go, wow, that's fantastic.
I wanted to celebrate the fighter pilot.
Watching them explore what we do, it's breathtaking.
There's nothing like it.
The Navy and the Top Gun team. Oh, they're amazing.
Aviation film like this has never been done, and chances are will never be done again.
It's very important to me that it be practical, that we actually put the camera right in there and shoot the sequences for real. That was the aim. That was always the goal. And I said, I'm not going to make this film unless we can accomplish that.
Tom told me from the very start, this is going to be harder than you even think. And he was right. Getting a camera into a Navy F-18 is a lot harder than it sounds. Getting 6 cameras in there is almost impossible. We worked with the Navy for over a year to design a system that would get the angles we wanted to get, but also did it in a way that didn't interfere with any of the functions of the airplane.
We had to go through all kinds of engineering, and it had to be built to specifications.
Anytime we put anything in the cockpit of an F-18, we have to be very clear what impact that's going to have. If those cameras come off under G, now you have something coming back and hitting an actor or going forward and hitting the pilot, and that could be bad. So we had to make sure everything was going to stay on the airplane throughout the entire flight.
The Navy basically told us what we had to do in order for it to stand up to 7.5 Gs and 550 knots.
These cameras are unbelievable, groundbreaking. They're specifically built for Top Gun.
The camera actually splits into 2 pieces.
You can put your lens anywhere you want and have the recording far away.
That allows us to put them in places that normally would never be able to fit a motion picture camera. These aren't GoPros, you know, these are 6K IMAX quality cameras.
Check this out.
So the image we're getting is something that's just never been captured before.
That's what I'm talking about.
I started thinking about the idea of Maverick being a test pilot, doing top secret projects out in the desert. That was an idea that I had very early, and Tom loved it.
The contract threshold was Mach 10, not 10.1, Mach 10.
It was very important to us that Maverick still be in the Navy, and that the Navy is really the only thing he's ever known. The Navy is his family. At the same time, Maverick has been in the Navy for 30 years. It answered the question of how would someone stay in the Navy this long and remain where he is? Because what mattered most to Maverick is that he always finds a way to fly.
He still needed to be Maverick, but he's older. And what is that personal journey going to be? And what are the stakes? We are laying in these levels of storytelling and world and nostalgia, yet future.
It is a technical marvel. Took it out on the runway. Tom was really in the cockpit. One of the things that Tom and Joe really wanted to do with this movie is to really up the ante from the first film.
The P-51 Mustang that's featured in the film is Tom's, and it's a beautiful aircraft.
Even the Top Gun pilots kind of geek out over his P-51, which is saying something.
I look up and I say, oh, well, that's a cool looking plane. They go, oh, that's Tom's. I said, oh, cool. Who's borrowing it? They said, no, that's him, flying it. I went, okay, he's that dude for real.
There's still a lot of that pioneering spirit of aviation when you're flying a P-51. You know, if Top Gun was made in the 1940s, guess what? This airplane's the star of the show. The airplanes today are very computer-oriented, and the P-51 is all push-pull cables, nothing's automatic. I know Tom loves doing aerobatics. It's a wonderful airplane to do aerobatics with. It's a wonderful airplane to do formation with. And it's a wonderful airplane to take somebody in the back seat.
Tom is like, so Jen, you ever been up in a P-51? I was like, no, Tom, I haven't. Ready to start? He went out on the tarmac. He started the engine of the plane and flames burst out of it. I'm like, is this normal? He's like, well, we're just gonna do some really gentle things, just like some really gentle rolls. It was an incredible experience. Certainly like nothing I've ever done before. And he's an amazing pilot.
I'm Josh Horowitz, welcoming you to the USS Midway aircraft carrier for a premiere like no other.
Probably 1,000 people on this thing. This is crazy.
Hey, I'm just pinching myself.
We are just moments away from a historic arrival from Tom Cruise. That is not just a helicopter. That's Tom Cruise in a helicopter.
Tom Cruise just landed in a helicopter.
Joining us on the USS Midway, Tom Cruise.
36 years later, and here we are. It's surreal. Top Gun finally is coming out. This is pretty epic.
Holy smokes, that's beautiful.
Tom, he's such a phenomenal actor. And then he's a movie-making machine, and we all reap the benefits of that.
This is your first premiere.
Yes.
First movie with Tom Cruise.
Yes. When you see what's on the screen, there's truly never been anything like it in the history of film.
I want to thank Tom Cruise and I want to thank Paramount. And what they've done by representing the work that you do is really to be applauded. And now, someone who needs no introduction to all of you, Tom Cruise.
This day is for you. It's a tribute to you all. And I just can't wait for you to see it.
I'm really thrilled that we're here and we can get to share it with all the sailors and the aviators that we work with.
This is absolutely a spectacular day for the U.S. Navy.
I tell you, this has been a long time coming. Thank you for all you do for our country. And there's something very special about Mexico. They always make me feel so at home. I'm just so happy to be here in Mexico City. Muchas gracias.
Here they come, Tom Cruise.
Gun Maverick et celui à qui on rend hommage ce soir, Tom Cruise.
Welcome to the UK premiere of 2022's most anticipated film, Top Gun Maverick.
We're at the royal premiere in London, about to watch our movie with a crowd of people. That is exciting.
This is absolutely insane. We took over the entire square.
The anticipation for this movie has been building since the late 80s.
This is very special to celebrate this movie. You just can't fake what we got, and I can't wait for people to see it.
We made this for the big screen. It's challenging on every single level, so to hear the audience's response is very special.
I feel the need.
That's what I'm talking about.